Yes, good morning and welcome back to Throwback Thursday. I hope you enjoy it. There we go, Exos 650. Yeah, so today's Throwback Thursday is going to be called the Barberton Tour. And it took place between the 27th of April 2018 and the 1st of May 2018. Let's go! We're going to be heading to our first destination this morning on Throwback Thursday. Sun in the eyes. Cool, arriving at my first destination. Cool. So as I mentioned on the bike, welcome back to Throwback Thursday. A little over a month after the Berg, Bush and Baobab tour, 4 nights of camping and 5 days of touring was planned. A few public holidays at the end of April would allow for that. The adventure touring bug had well and truly bitten me. Umlando had proven herself on the previous tour, and she was ready for another journey into the unknown. Preparations were made, and I would get underway at the crack of Sparrow's Fart on the morning of the 27th of April 2018. I had decided to do something different on this tour. The location would be Barberton. I was going to base myself in one location and tour from there on a daily basis. There were numerous sites in the area. There is also some interesting history in and around the area. I wanted to see as much as possible around one location in 4 days. The morning of departure would see me take the N17 towards Bethel, then Hendrina, and then Carolina. Along the N17, my first stop off would be at the Kinross Plaza for a coffee and check the maps and the route. I had read a story prior to departure about a town, a deserted town called Bonnefoy. It was situated about 20 kilometers north of Carolina. I really wanted to find it and see it. I was armed with the coordinates. I found Bonnefoy. First the church, which was still standing with a very precarious, what we call it, rock formations that looked like it might just collapse at any moment. Then a little bit further, I found the old post office and the broken down hotel. A little bit of adventure happened. The beauty and the buildings was amazing. I really enjoyed the old bricks used to build the hotel. A little bit further up the road was the manor house. I had found Bonnefoy proper. As I walked towards the manor house, I was greeted by a sign. I think it says it all. Going inside the house was another realm. It is believed that Ronnie Casserols and Ahmed Katrada hid out here for a period in our painful past. They were being pursued by the police, and this was apparently their refuge. The house was crazy. Needless to say, I didn't touch a thing. I didn't even touch the many books on the bookshelves. I am almost certain that there was a spectre at that house. All the bedrooms had some crazy relics and fireplaces. An old car was rusting out the back. I had seen Bonnefoy and I was happy with my visit. I was ready to head to my actual destination. The road from Bonnefoy would be as much dirt as possible until Barberton. A very scenic road through pine forests, and I was really impressed with the sights. Plenty forests everywhere. I really enjoyed that ride. I then joined the R38 at Badplas or E Manzana. What an incredible pass towards Barberton. Twists and turns and forests on the left and forests on the right, and really just an amazing pass. A short stop off in the town would see me getting the evening's dinner and head to the campsite for the remainder of the day. I had a campsite booked at Diggers Inn Retreat, about 15 kilometers north of Barberton. I was looking forward to getting there. Set up and settle in for the evening. The campsite was stunning. After lighting a fire, I took in some of the beauty all around me. A memorable 440 odd kilometers was enjoyed on that day. The day had already brought fantastic memories. To add some more intrigue to the tour, a helicopter landed at Diggers Inn. Had they found me? Luckily, they weren't looking for me. This was definitely going to be another special tour. A good end to a fantastic first day. Let's head to the next location. Awesome, second stop. Beautiful mountain in the background. Very cool. On the second day of the tour, I had intentions of seeing a place known as the Devil's Kitchen, or also known as Kaapse Hoop. Another place steeped in history. The morning would have mist at the campsite. No worries, I am sure that it would burn off. The day took me north to Kaap Maiden, past Lowe's Creek, and some lovely scenery and some meandering rivers. When I reached Kaap Maiden, the speedometer stopped working. The cable had snapped and I was without a speedometer and an odometer. Luckily, the rev counter still worked. After Kaap Maiden, it was through to Mbombela via the Crocodile Pass. I had seen it on the map. A really scenic pass, which would have some tar and some gravel. I even found a very interesting rock formation along this route. After Mbombela, traveling south, I stopped briefly at the Jane Goodall Chimpanzee Eden. Not much was going on there. Maybe I had arrived early. It was way before the feeding time for the chimps. After the Chimpanzee Eden, I made my way through to a place called Kaapse Hoop, as I wanted to. It was along a dirt road. What a wow. Signs leading to the town said it all, a village on a hill. There were even warning signs to watch out for fairies. I was really impressed with the town and the location. There was a market on, and I browsed around and took in some of the sights and signs. There were some very interesting signs. There are also rock formations at Kaapsehoop that you will not find in many more places. They were very intriguing. I think the rock formation somehow also came with the name the Devil's Kitchen. Another very interesting fact about Kaapsehoop is that horses roam freely all about the village. It was part of the history of the town. The horses are, according to a story that I read, descended from the Anglo-Boer War. Another gem in South Africa. After Kaapsehoop, it was along a lovely forested road back to Barberton and the campsite. I stopped off in Barberton again for some dinner and a few cold ones. Another incredible day of less than 100 kilometers traveled. And another amazing sunset. A little bit of traffic on the road this morning, nice and slow. Morning cows, morning cows. Crazy place. Day 3 of the tour would take me to the highlight of the Barberton tour. Actually, 2 highlights. This area has a deserted village that has an amazing history. It is called Msauli village or Dipgeset. My visit there would be along the Geo Trail, the R40 just outside of Barberton. An incredible tourist must-see if you are ever in the area. It is also known as the genesis of life. Barberton is known as the genesis of life. All the rock formations and history are believed to be from the start of all known life on this beautiful planet. The Geo Trail was the route to the location. Hectic mist would make the journey challenging again. This road is quite narrow and many logging trucks make use of it. Luckily, I didn't encounter any. It could have been a major challenge. I could not see all the stops along the Geo Trail as I was focused on just trying to see in front of me. I continued on regardless in extremely difficult conditions. I eventually made the 40 kilometers of the Geo Trail and reached the turnoff to Msauli. The dirt road path to the town was incredibly beautiful. As I reached the town, I was blown away. The sheer quantity of houses, a church, a recreation center, all deserted. The story is that Masauli had an older asbestos mine. Asbestos was banned, the town died. A story that I heard was quite funny about the town. Apparently the residents of the town were so happy staying there that they didn't have to travel far for their weekends away. They would merely hitch their caravans, cross the river just outside the town and stay at the caravan park for the weekend. Walking around the town would reveal some amazing sights. After Msauli, the second highlight beckoned. A dirt road would take me there, mostly. I took the dirt road past towards Osuk and then past Lutil. I had to keep looking at my phone to make sure I was on the right route. I eventually found it in all its glory. It is called the Giant's Foot on Google Maps. It is called the Legend of Mpuluzi in folklore. It is believed by the late prophet Credo Mutwa to be one of South Africa's most spiritual locations. I could certainly see why. It was incredible, to say the least. A perfect human foot captured in granite rock for time immemorial. The size of the footprint indicates that the human would be about 10 meters tall. Mind-blowing. Just to be able to stand there in its presence had a surreal feeling to it. After researching after the tour, I read that there is an exact same replica of this footprint in Sri Lanka. The only difference, it was the right footprint. Crazy stuff, man. After the Giant's Foot, it was the route via Mmanzana or Badplaas back to Barberton, along that beautiful pass into Barberton again. Stopping off in town, bought some dinner and some extra cold ones, and headed back to the campsite. Another incredible day in the saddle. I was wondering what more amazing sights I could behold. Once again, not a long route, but a very pleasurable route,
and I could see a lot more just being in that area on a day-to-day basis. It's a crazy place there, man. Crazy place as well. Let's go. Right, next location. As I awoke on the second last day of the tour, I wanted to check the views of the geotrail. The previous day was misty, perhaps today would be clearer. I joined the R40 again and took in the sights of the geotrail. Absolutely incredible, and as I said, if anybody's in the area, certainly is a place to go and see and a place to behold. This time it was with more success. It was really incredible with amazing views all along the route. The twisties were enjoyed thoroughly. There was even an outside toilet that I thought was probably one of the best toilets that I'd ever encountered in all of my travels. After the geotrail and stopping off at the one viewpoint, I noticed on the map a pass called the Saddleback Pass. I wanted to find that and try that. The pass would take me into thick forest and incredible scenery. It was by no means an easy pass. It had many rough sections and some technical riding was certainly necessary. I even got lost along the route. After traveling quite a few kilometers along the pass, I eventually ended up at the Shialongogu Dam. What an incredible sight and view. Continuing this route, it would take me along winding forest roads and more fantastic scenery. I would eventually join the R38 just outside of Lowe's Creek and head back into Barberton. I wanted to do a town tour when I got back. I was not disappointed. Barberton has plenty of history in South Africa. The buildings, the hotels, even the very first stock exchange in South Africa was founded here. Gold was found here way before the Witwatersrand. there are still a few operational mines in the Barberton area. Another story that I heard whilst in Barberton was that about Cockney Liz, a lady that would travel around South Africa and have a certain level of mischief. She was renowned and a hotel was even named after her, the Cockney Liz. One of the stories that I read and had heard was that she had quite a tolerance for alcohol. She would take wagers with patrons that would find her attractive and would challenge them to a drinking contest. Many of the patrons couldn't keep up and would fail the test, and their money would be gone. After a lovely walk around and tour to Barberton, the day ended back at the campsite after an amazing day was had. It was sad to think that the next day would take me back home, back to reality again. Thank you, sunflowers. Last stop. Perfect. The next morning, the 1st of May 2018, after striking camp, I headed back to Johannesburg. I felt fulfilled. I felt reinvigorated. I was ready to take on any challenge. The Barberton tour had done that. A lesson was learnt on that tour. Sometimes you can see more by being in one location. Even though the tour wasn't as long as the previous 1,800 kilometers, it was fulfilling. You can determine for yourself which touring style suits you more. Just make sure you tour. To enrich yourself with amazing sights and sounds and locations is always worth it. Closer to the Creator. I hope that you enjoyed this Throwback Thursday. I enjoyed sharing it. I'm looking forward to sharing another tour in the next Throwback Thursday. That tour was called the Compass Tour. Have a good day. Cheers. Bye.
Hello, did you miss me again, boss? Hey, how you doing, big dog? Hey, big dog.